The world is full of secrets, things they don't want us to know, things we can't know.
In 1969, NASA put the first person on the moon. Or did they? Was it all fake to allow America to beat the Russians to it?
I'm your host Finn.
And I'm co-host Will.
And welcome to the unknown.
Many people are skeptical that NASA really didn't put people on the moon. Besides, they had all the intention they needed to create a fake landing video to beat the Russians to it.
It all started when Bill Kaysing became the first person to seriously question if the moon landing was real. In 1974, he wrote a book titled "We Never Went to the Moon: America's $30 billion Swindle."
The book covered three main points. These being, to quote Bill Kaysing, the still photography captured on the moon deviates from what is normal. This could be a reference to the shadows and the odd reflections in the visors of the astronauts.
The second point being that the sense of radiation in the Van Allen radiation belts would kill any human that went into those, and consequently they couldn't have gone for that reason. The final point being that, again to quote, technology doesn't exist yet, or was not powerful and advanced enough to capture the footage and broadcast it to Earth.
These are more scientific theories, but there are more theories that exist about the recording of the moon landing, such as a flag blowing in the wind. This is highly impossible. Another red flag for conspiracy theorists is that the fact that Neil Armstrong refused to be interviewed for years after the moon landing.
However, there is very much evidence that the moon landing did in fact happen, like footprints on the moon and of retroreflectors.
Retroreflectors were apparently deployed on the moon by the crew of Apollo 11. These are reflective sheets that almost look like solar panels on the surface of the moon. So today, when astronomers and observatories send high-powered lasers at it, they receive reflections from them.
This is almost proof that they were on the moon. However, the intention of NASA and the American government to lie is only about putting humans on the moon. They openly knew how to build a spaceship and fly into space. They could have covered up the fact that they used robots to deploy the retroreflectors on the actual spaceship that blasted off, because it is impossible to fake.
Because of how revolutionary this technology was, people could not believe that NASA managed to broadcast the whole event on live television around the world. As shown in NASA history, the 1960s was a massive breakthrough for NASA, and even the rest of the world, where they started to develop technology that would forever change the world.
Besides having to hide and cover up evidence of all our past points, we would need to assume that NASA and the American government could keep the secret within 400,000 people, which seems impossible, but is still relatively plausible, however much unlikely.
Which brings us to our conclusion on this theory. We believe that society is so engaged and obsessed with conspiracies that we cannot believe that NASA did not put men on the moon in 1969.
Besides human nature to deny and theorize, the whole ordeal would have cost heaps of money to cover up and fake the moon landing, and would have been ultimately near impossible to fake. One could say it would be easier to put a man on the moon.